cannot believe I recorded a whole entire video the day before about this game and I was muted for the whole thing. Okay, let's try this again. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we are gonna be talking about Star Savior. First of all, Star Savior has already been out for quite a while, just not on global. It literally just came out for us on global. I gotta say the treatment for global was actually, pretty good. I have my issues with some things, but they're mostly performance, not just on mobile, but on PC too. But anyways, before I go into what I like and dislike, how about let's start talking about some of the things that the game, has and what it has and what it can be improved on. First of all, let's talk about mainstream. So mainstream is gonna be your main thing here. Mainstream is gonna have your main story, which is this one right here. Obviously, main story is main story. The LTDs are, pretty nice. Like the pictures and the LTDs, they're pretty nice. The cutscenes are also pretty nice. It could be a little better, but they're not bad. I could actually, watch them if the whole story was just cutscenes. So I guess what I'm trying to say is they could just improve on the parts that isn't a cutscene and add more animations, because that goes for everything, right? Like that goes for everything, even on Journey. Operations. So operations is your section where you're going to be advancing forward as much as I can. You want to push this as much as you can, because this, if you played Nikke, I'm sure you're aware of how this works. Just the same, except it, for Nikke is in main story for, normal and hard mode. But this is essentially what you want to do to progress your account in order to get the most rewards every day. Because yes, you see this here, right? Yes, right here. This will give you all the stuff that you need to be getting every single day, and you're gonna be claiming that every single day. Therefore, you want to make sure you go as much as you can, or as further as you can, through operations. Journey. All right, this is probably one of my favorite modes in this game. Journey is like the Uma Musume thing, and I love this mode. I do. I just wish that this mode was a little bit more important towards your characters. It is not like it isn't. I just wish that some of these cool builds that we built here would transfer over. So for example, so you see how I have Luna here, right? We go here, not here, here. You're gonna set them up here. This B rank thing is what I essentially did during that run, and I get all this stuff. But look at it. It's all just kind of basic stuff, like it isn't there's no like poison stuff, there's no like cool stuff that you can actually get in an Uma Musume run, or even a Chaos Zero Nightmare run, as it is pretty much like those, right? What I do like about Journey in this game, though, is that it doesn't last too long. Journey in this game doesn't actually last too long. It can last twice, 3 times, depends on who you're working on and if it's your first time. Most likely during your first time is when it'll take so long. From there on, you don't. And any time that you want to engage with it again, you actually don't need to worry about it too much. You can actually do some crazy stuff like this, for example, right? Let's do that. You can actually, if you don't want to select, you can just do that. So that works too. Do that. You autoed. You can just select what you want. Let's say I want some of these. Everything else is like average or whatever. And I want that one. And that's it, right? And we go. So, and it should be over. And just like that, it is over. Look at that. Journey complete. The journey is complete. So yes, once you... Objective failed. I didn't know that could happen. Oh, that's funny. You can actually apparently fail. I didn't know that. Well, good to know, I guess. Anyways, you can do that if you want. I honestly don't like to do that myself. I actually really like going through the run myself personally. So oh my god, yeah, I'm definitely gonna delete that. I am not gonna, nope, I ain't gonna equip that at all. But either way, that's how Journey works after you beat it the first time. Now let's move on to these, shall we? Battle, obviously it has events, and this is also the candle square. So on normal, you'll have all the stuff that you need to do every single day. Exploration quest gives you stuff from materials to level up materials kind of thing, or like ascension materials. Here you'll get your gear. This is where you'll be getting all your gear sets and stuff. This is interception. If you guys played Nikke, you guys know what interception is. This is pretty much that. Have fun trying to beat Train again in a different game. I don't know if there's an actual Train. That'd be crazy. This is, I forgot what it's called in Nikke, but this is definitely your normal one. This one never ends until you finish all the floors, I think. Other than that, these three here move around every single day. So tomorrow it's probably gonna be this one or this one. We'll see. Oh, it tells you you'll open this one up tomorrow. So yeah, make sure to not forget to do that, as these you can only do three times a day. Manage, or actually no, we're not done with battle. Candle Square, I don't think I need to look it up again. Candle Square is mostly where that's at. But if you go under the hard mode, this is where you'll have your quest. If you know your quest, it's the same thing as every other gacha game. There's nothing original here, nothing special. You just clear this and that's it. You just sweep it every day that you are done. Whenever you're done, you just sweep it and you're good, and you don't need to do anything else. Mission. There's apparently dailies for your missions, or there's like dailies for events. There's, your shop rewards here. Don't forget to claim stuff here. Like, I'm sure the game will let you know too. This is, I have no idea what this is, but this seems to be like the weekly bosses without maybe them being weekly. Either way, it's a permanent event, so it will never leave. The other mode that Battle has is Gauntlet. Oh boy, this is probably my favorite section of this game, even though I'm not too much into PvP for gachas myself. First of all, you have this mode. This mode is where you'll just select your team. If you have higher power and stuff like that, you'll just challenge it. It's literally quick battle. It literally just skips it, and then you just win or lose, whatever. This one right here, ranked matches, is actually where you'll be fighting people one-on-one. Well, not really one-on-one. You will have your team, but you like a team as in like of NPCs, like your party team. But you'll be fighting someone else in real time. You will not be fighting someone else as an NPC. They're not NPCs. They're actually people, fighting you. And I think that's really cool, because that makes it so that, I have to think a little more as to who I should be targeting in terms of, instead of just putting everything on 2x speed and auto. I actually have to think as to who I'm gonna be hitting and what I'm gonna be hitting them with, even though there's specific orders for characters as to what you should be doing with them. But it's nice having to, think a little bit. It's fun. I actually really do. I really do dig this mode. And that's it for battle. Now we go for manage. Manage is nothing special really. You just have formation. I don't think I really need to talk about that. Arcana is essentially your cards. If you think of Uma Musume, this is essentially your cards. And you're gonna be doing that a lot, sorta. Not really. But you know, it's there for you. You level them up, you work on them, you know, whatever. Savior, I'm sure you guys are aware of what this is. The Savior is where all your characters are at. You know, you give them gear, you work on them in the Uma Musume journey thing, level them up, you can ascend them, you know, you can level up their skills. You don't just, you know, you don't just depend everything on this, even though I do think that everything mostly should depend on this. That's what makes Uma Musume fun, in my honest opinion. Though having something like this here, it's kind of nice, you know, it's a new experience. But I would like this to be more important, for sure. It is important, it's just not as important as like if it was Uma Musume. Granted, this here, since it takes little or less time, it is nice. That part of it is nice. I just wish that it was more important and cooler because of animations. Just the lack of animations. When you're doing a journey run, they don't talk. I thought I was done talking about, you know, journey, but I guess not. Either way, this part here, I just really want more. I just really want more out of this experience. I like this mode a lot, you know, next to PvP. It's just fun doing this and getting them stronger through the mode and whatnot. This is your bond. You'll be growing bonds as you give them gifts. You give them gifts, they will level up. You know, it's just that easy. There you go. And they do get stats. So at some point, you're gonna be unlocking these. These are nice. The only issue is probably an idle game issue. Because as much as I love this, I cannot set it as my lobby. As much as I tried to get this so I could, you know, get it as my lobby, I can't do it. I can't do it. Why can't I do it? Because that's not what it requires. For you to unlock that in your lobby, you actually need to limit break a character all the way to 3. And she is barely 1. This is going to take a long time. I know I can just get a second dude right here using this one. But I don't, this is like universal. I don't know if I want to really use that. So I rather not do so. You know, I'd rather not do so. Their skins, some characters have skins, some don't. And I think that's pretty much all there is for, you know, your saviors. One important thing that I want to, you know, point out during manage, if you go to storage, you want to claim these. You want to make sure you claim these. Ignore the time. The time does not mean how long it takes for you to get that. It means like the equal amount of how long it will take you to get that. So basically, if it says an hour, it means an hour's worth of those types of rewards. So if you want to do that, you should do so. And also, I don't know if you see me right now, but I am claiming just the crystals. The crystals are going to be the most important resource in this game. So every time that you have those envelope things or whatever those things were, you want to make sure you claim these, because these are going to be your most important resource, so you don't want to mess it up. So just claim however many of those you have. Some of these are like pieces of gear and some other things, so don't worry too much about it if you don't know what to choose. For this, I recommend you wait it out if you don't have like maybe a card that you're looking for, or you want to dupe out a card that you do have. But there's not a lot here. So we'll see what I do with that later on. Here is where you can see all this stuff. So I don't know how this works, so let's check how it works. Yeah, this is my F1. if this is my F1, what happens if I delete it? Let's see. Oh, you get those coins. All right. And this is gear. I'm sure I don't need to explain gear. Gear is RNG. And I'm sure I don't need, you know, RNG stats and all that. I'm sure I don't need to explain that. HQ. Okay. HQ is pretty much what it sounds like. Here, you will be sending out characters on dispatch to get more slots, or to be able to, not more slots, but to be able to send out more people on dispatch or on a dispatch. You need to level this up right down here, and just click on here. If you have the materials, you will be leveling it up. Same thing goes for every other facility that you have on your disposal. Starlink, it is a thing where you will put characters in here that you own, and when you put a character here that you own, they will convert all their levels into whatever lowest character it is that you have on this team. So as you can see, I have 2 characters on 80, and those are the lowest. Therefore, everyone else in here is level 80. Craft shop. Craft shop is a place where you will be crafting quite the stuff, not just one thing. You actually will be crafting more than just one thing. As you can see, I'm about to craft some gifts that I can give the characters. Make sure you do that every day. At least in my opinion, I think it's worth doing every day. This is all stuff that you will be needing to make or craft in order to ascend your character. So make sure that you are handling that. And this is all gear stuff. This is just gear. You don't have to worry about it if you don't want to, since you will be getting it, you know, RNG. I'm just gonna do that for the sake of an example. See, it is just that. It's tier 1, whatever. So don't worry about that too much. Just worry about the other things. All right, tactical analysis. Probably one of my favorite passive things for characters to have in any gacha game, really. So here, you will be leveling up everything. This levels up generic stats for everybody, all the overall stats. So basically, if you go to attribute, you can see that in here you can individually level up each character or each type of attribute, leveling up the stats of any character of such attribute. Same thing goes for this, you know, for class, and that's really awesome. These are going to be things that I don't know how they work or whatever, but you will be leveling up your, you know, savior or whatever this is called. And yes, this there's not much to that, you know, there's not much to it, but it's nice that you can level up all your characters that way. This mode is not unlocked. Moon Garden. Holy dear lord. Yeah, I really want to know what this is, but database. Sorry, I have to move or else I'll be distracted. Database is exactly what it sounds like. This is where you're going to be able to see all your characters that you have. You'll be able to see all the, you know, their birthdays. You'll have some lines, you'll have voice lines. You can see what they look like, what their stats look like at, you know, max of everything. So that's whatever, but yeah, so you can see all of that. These you will be unlocking as you know, bond with them. You can see their skins. And that's pretty much it. You know, you can see the main story if you want again. And that's pretty much all there is to HQ. Guild is something I would like to use a little more. The only problem is I'm only by myself here, so I can't really do much, so I'm working on it. This is like your guild raids kind of thing. So you're not exactly fighting another guild. You're doing, you know, you're contributing to your guild is what you are doing with that. Same thing goes with, you know, your missions, because there is like dailies or something for your guild. So that would be nice. If you guys want to join the guild, you're welcome. But I don't know. I can't guarantee I'll be in here too long. I'll say why in a little bit. Shop. Well, there's two shops. There's the Apocalypse shop. Here, you want to make sure that you buy anything, not anything or everything, just things that don't cost you too much. That like these, right? You want to make sure you buy some of those things that cost you this kind of money, not the crystals. Don't waste your crystals here unless you are, you know, a whale. Then, you know, who cares? So you'll have different stuff here for sure. I don't know what people would recommend, but if anything, I'd say I recommend buying these, because these will give you access to get, you know, a character RNG. So I recommend you get these to fill those up, because you need to fill them up in order to get all of it. Here, I don't recommend getting anything. I just don't recommend getting anything. It's probably not worth it. Maybe it is, and I just don't know what I'm saying. I don't really see much here that is of interest. All of this use currency that you shouldn't be using. Make sure you do look at some of these though, you know, because you will have free stuff here daily. So make sure you do that. Make sure you do claim those. And now, observation. This is not the last thing, but we're almost there. Observation is yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. It is the gacha. The gacha you'll be pulling right now. They have a Counterside collab. This is my favorite, one of my favorite characters of Counterside. I didn't really play too much Counterside, but I knew enough to know that I really like this character. So I do have this character. I'm glad. She is free, so don't even worry about her. You want to pull here for sure. You want to pull here as much as you can. Get Ashura to 3 dupes. That's from where I'm informed. If you care about meta, that is definitely what you need to do. And that is pretty much it. There's obviously the standard banners. Standard banner for this, standard banner for this. This is the cards. This stuff here is for your friendships. So if you go over here and click on this right here, you will have all your friends here every day, just like Nikke, because it's an idle game. It's a turn-based idle game. You will definitely be, you know, claiming and sending stuff to your friends on your friends list. So make sure you stay up to date with that. This is the battle pass. So the battle pass is, you know, the battle pass. I'm sure I don't need to explain what the battle pass is. There's different kinds of passes. It's a little too much, to be honest, but that's it for friendships. And once you get enough, you can do a 10 pull and see what you get out of this. All right. Now we have one more thing to talk about. I'm pretty sure I am almost done. I'll hate it if I am not. Either way, if you click on this or any of these things, really, all of this stuff will show up. This is all just stuff that is happening at the moment. You can also do this. There's going to be a lot of rewards, right? Like this one. And you do this every day. This is stuff that is gonna be open to you as soon as you log in, but there's some stuff that isn't. So all of these 3 are gonna open up as soon as you log in every day. These are not. You have to look for these as you complete stuff. And apparently you can get Frey for free. I believe that's her name, and you can get her for free. As soon as you're done with all these, missions and stuff. Seems to me like I've been doing pretty good with that. I haven't even been paying attention now. I'm just clearing everything. So make sure to check on these because you definitely, most certainly don't want to miss on some of these rewards. The really good rewards, make sure you finish them, make sure you check on them so you don't miss out. And there is another, oh, there isn't. I think it's gone. There was another one that had a Luna picture. That one is important because at the end of it, that gives you your free dupe for any character that you want. And now there's this one too, so make sure you check on this every day because this thing has dailies too for some reason. So it has dailies. Check on every single one of these. You don't want to do this one first. You do not want to do that one. You want to do these first and get every single pool and everything from this. And that's pretty much all you're gonna be doing out of this. I'm pretty sure that is all. This is your dailies. I don't think I need to explain that. This is your objectives of what the game wants you to do in order to progress further. And I think that's pretty much it. I do like the game to a certain extent. I think the character models aren't the greatest. They do need some improvement, but at least while you are fighting, while you are in combat, the character models look better because of animation. Animation goes a long way compared to even character models. Can character models carry a game? Sure, but more so can animations. If you have really good animations, then who cares about the character models, kind of. And that's pretty much it. That's all that this game has to offer from what I think. I don't know if I'm missing anything else. I hope I'm not missing anything else. It seems like I have pulls, so maybe we'll leave it as that for tonight. Or for this video, I have 19, and okay, so we can do one single pull or one 10 pull. I mean, not single pull. And let's see what I get. Is it gonna be purple? Yes. Oh man. Well, that sucks. Oh, wait a minute. What are you giving me? What you gonna give me, huh? Show me. If it's Luna again, I'm using the dupe. I don't care. I want it on my lobby. If it's Luna again, oh no. My worst nightmare. Oh, that sucks. I don't want the lolly, man. Nothing against lollies, but I that's not that. I don't care for that lolly. I don't like. Damn it. All right, card. Any luck? No. I don't even know if there's a fake out for this. Bam. Oh my god, nothing. I got nothing. I got absolutely shafted. Well, that sucks. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, character models. The turn-based system is alright. I just kind of wish that Journey would do more for the characters. For example, change how they play. Maybe they have different, skills that do different things, or the same skills just do different things. So it like adds bleed, poison, and some other stuff. I don't know. Other stuff that we saw during Journey that isn't no longer a thing outside of Journey. I would really like that. I think that would be pretty fun to just explore with all the skills that the characters can have, outside of Journey. And your basic skills like attack percent, crit rate, crit damage, all the basic, stuff. Because I do enjoy PvP. Again, there is a lack of skills per character, but the only reason why I enjoy PvP, it's because I actually had to think of who I have to target, right? Like I actually had to think of who I'm gonna target. If my character isn't an AoE character, I have to think of who I'm gonna target and what I'm trying to like do, kind of thing. So it's fun. It really is fun, especially because it almost makes it seem worth it, going through Journey to make them better for PvP, even though I don't think that's how PvP works, but that's not here or there. I just want a better experience as an Uma Musume player, as a Chaos Zero Nightmare X player. I just want Uma Musume. Or Chaos Zero Nightmare. But not, obviously, first of all, if we're talking Chaos Zero Nightmare, not as long, nor chibi. If we're talking Uma Musume, I want to actually do fighting. Like, I actually want to be the one doing stuff instead of just watching. It makes sense for Uma Musume because you're the trainer, therefore you're training them to race. It makes sense why you don't do anything during a race. I love that idea. I love that gimmick even to this day. But I would like a game where I pretty much play it myself. Like CCN is just, I'm not a deck builder. I'm just not a deck person much. I do like cards, just I'm not I'm not into it like that or those. But my overall opinion of the game is actually pretty fun. It's actually not a bad game at all. I don't think it's the greatest turn-based game, but it definitely will keep you busy, especially if you like Journey, if you want to get your ranks higher per character of the ones that you are using for your parties, because you will be making different parties for different elements. It's not a bad game at all, actually. I think I've enjoyed this more than I've enjoyed some, games that have been coming out as of late in terms of gacha games. So I think I'm enjoying this one the most right now. It has been pretty fun. I know I sounded pretty strict as to what I'm like looking for or what I want out of it, and this may not be that game. Maybe I'll find that game later on down the line, but so far this is pretty fun. All right, this is pretty fun. I do recommend giving it a try, see and feel it out if it's for you. Remember, Journey, you will only be able to see the story once and you can skip it from there on. If you are an Uma Musume player like that, like myself, or you can just skip the whole thing, you can skip all the dialogue as soon as you start. It's up to you. I like to get to know my characters a little bit more, so I do like reading their story at least the first time around for Journey. Either way, I think that is it for me. This has been a pretty good experience. It could be better. I want it to be better. I definitely want it to be better for my sake and, everyone else's. There definitely needs to be some changes in terms of performance, as I don't like the constant freezes that sometimes I run into. It's kind of weird that my game lags like hard. I don't know if that's an Nvidia thing. I don't know if that's a Windows 11 thing or a Star Savior thing. I don't like it. So that's it for me. Again, game is pretty okay. It's pretty fun. I've been having fun. Luna's my favorite. She will always be my favorite, I think, in this game for sure. There is some characters that I do like outside of Luna, but she is my favorite. And I want that lobby thing. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you guys are enjoying Star Savior or if you're gonna pass on it. I am in the middle right now. Sometimes I feel like I just want to pass on it because it just feels like I'm just playing a checklist game instead of like having fun with it, because I'm all I'm doing is just focusing on pushing instead of having fun, and I don't know about that. I don't think pushing is a bad thing, but but is pushing it fun? That depends on you, and I think that depends on the game. There is an upcoming game. I don't know when it'll come out, but there will be an upcoming gacha game that pushing it was fun for me. I couldn't stop pushing it because the combat and the style and the music was actually pretty fun. That is it for me. I said that already like 3 times, but anyways, goodbye everybody. Have a great day, all right?
I've had enough of you.